Okay, so today we're going to continue working on multi-digit multiplication. And before we have done 2-digit by 2-digit or 3-digit by 2 digits. Now we're doing 3 by 3. Okay, so our first problem we're going to look at today is 481 times 352. We're going to do the area model first. We will not be doing area models for everything, but we are going to do a couple. Okay, so how do I break down 481? Please raise your hand. Abby?
You do 400, and then you do 80, and then 1.
Okay, who can tell me how to break down 352? Sarah?
You do 300, then 50, then 2.
Okay, and I'm just going to put some lines in here. Keep it separate. Okay, so I'm going to be multiplying each number by this column, and then this number by everyone in this column, and then this number by everything in this column, and then adding them all together. So get that written out on your, please don't do the standard algorithm yet because we're going to do that one too. So do the area model first. Raise your hand if you don't have the area model drawn on your desk. Okay, so I'm going to start, I'm going to use my shortcuts. 3 times 4 is 12. And looking at how many zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4. 400 times 50, shortcut is 4 times 5 is 20. And 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. 400 times 2, 800. Moving on to the next one here, 80 times 300, so I say 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 zeros. 80 times 50 is 40, with 1, 2 zeros. 80 times 2 is 160. And this one, just 1 times 300 is 300, 1 times 50 is 50, and 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, and probably the easiest thing I can do is just adding down each of these 3 columns. So I have 140,800, and you can double check this. I don't have all my zeros lined up very well. Naughty, naughty. 28,160 and 352. So I have these 3 columns, these are my numbers, and then what do I need to do? I need to add these 3 together. I'm going to be more careful and line up my numbers here. 160 and 352. And 0 plus 0 plus 2 is 2. 6 plus 5 is 11. Carry the 1. 8, 9, 10, 13. 8 plus 1 is 9, 4 plus 2 is 6, and 1. So my answer is 169,312. Did anybody get that same answer? Okay, now let's do our standard algorithm to check to make sure that we're doing this right. Okay, that's nice work. So I'm going to be looking at my problem again, 481 times 352. Okay, starting just like we've always done with the ones place. So 2, and we can do it together. Make sure that you're following along. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8. 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, 9. Okay, I'm going to go to the tens place, so what do I need to do first? Lucia? Placeholder of 0, because I'm in the tens now. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 8 is 40. Carry the 4. 5 times 4 is 20. Plus 4 is 24. Okay, now the only difference between yesterday and today is we're now going to a third number. If I'm multiplying in the hundreds place, what do I need to do first, Sarah?
Add 2 zeros.
I'm adding 2 zeros because I'm really multiplying 300 times 1. 300 times 80 and 300 times 400. And that's what we did on our area model. Remember, 300, I'm really multiplying by 300, not just 3. And that's why I'm putting the 2 zeros there. So I have 0 and 0. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12 plus 2, 14.
That's a big.
It is big and hairy. 9, 6, 1. 169,312. Is that what I had on my area model? Phew. Okay, questions about the difference, how we're going to that third row of numbers. Anyone have a question you'd like to ask? Okay, let's do one more, and then we'll turn you loose. Okay, 481, same number in the top, times 302. Okay, so area model, I have 481, and by 300, nothing, and 2. And I like to write that 0 down so I don't get mixed up. Okay, so 4 times 3 is 12, and 2 zeros for each one. 400 times 0 is what? 0. 400 times 2. 8 times 3 is 24, and 3 zeros. 80 times 0 is 0. 80 times 2, 160. 1 times 300 is 300. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 2 is 2. Okay, I'm going to add this up. I have 120,800. I have 24,160. And I have 302. And I will combine these rows, or these columns. 2, 6, 12, 5, 4, 1. 145,262. Did anybody get that one? Okay, very good. Let's do the standard algorithm.
I was close.
Do you see your mistake?
Yeah, it's just. I just erased it, so.
Okay, 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, 9. Okay, second number is 0. Okay, so for now, because I'm just learning, okay, I'm going to, first of all, I have a 0 here, right, for a placeholder. Okay, now if I continue on, 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. Do you see how that's not necessary? I don't really need to do that, but I'm going to do that this time because I'm just learning how to do 3 digits. So I'm going to leave it that way this time. When I go to the 300 place, how many zeros? 1, 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2, 14. $145,262. Is that what I got before?
Yep.
Yes. So you can see how the row of zeros here lines up with our row of zeros here. Okay, and how that's not really necessary to do. We can just really go on to the next row, but because we're just learning, we probably should, you know, just remember what we're doing. And then I'll show you the shortcut after Thanksgiving, so you don't have to write the zeros, okay? But I don't want to do that yet.
So, marker you gave me is done.
Okay, but we're on video, so you'll have to take care of that. Okay, Jasper?
I've come across that before where you had just zeros on.
Yeah, and I'll show you how to avoid that, but right now we're just learning, so we're gonna put them in to see, and then when we get a little better, I will show you what we do, because we don't really need it. It's kind of unnecessary, but for the beginning parts, let's put it in there, so we know we did that part, and then we know we have 2 zeros on the third line. And then after Thanksgiving, and we're, you know, more solid at doing it, I will show you a couple of tricks, okay? So that being said, you are going to be looking at your lesson 7 homework. Lesson 7 homework, which if you could check for me what page that is really quick, because my page is different than yours.
109. Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at 109, 110, 111. Yes? Okay, so pages 109 through 111 in your workbook. If you would please work on that, and then when you're done, you can work on your turkey coordinate plane, and I have a challenge one for you that's fun too. That's all for today.